Yo, what's up? It's me, Rebo. I'm outside for the spice. Bam, right there. Edison style. Let's go. Alright, so today we're going to be talking about urban philosophers. Alright, now urban philosophers have to go. Now, I'm not saying you guys don't know what you're talking about or the shit you say is totally wrong. You've got some good shit, but except that shit's been said before. Alright, and what gets me pissed is when you undermine the guys who are actually doing the thinking. The people who've said the shit you're saying centuries before you were even born. I think you're lazy, so go read books and apply your genius to their work. Now, who am I talking about? Rappers. Okay, I don't mean Weezy or Waka Flocka. I think we all know they're dumb. I'm talking about guys like Tupac and Biggie, or even Jay-Z. Do I think Tupac's a genius? Yes. Do I think Biggie knows what he's talking about? Yes. Is Jay-Z not an idiot? I'll give you that. All I'm saying is that their work could have been groundbreaking if it wasn't applied, or if it was applied beyond just the hood. Now, I'm not saying they have to read Durkheim, Nietzsche, Marx, or any of those guys, but it'd be nice if for once they knew that what they were talking about. Like, let's talk about Kanye. Now that Don't Kill Me, Do It Faster, Make Us Stronger, does he ever even for once think about what he's saying? How it applies to Nietzsche's work? No. Why? He doesn't know who Nietzsche is. Anyway, the only reason he had it in there is because it made his song sound better. Does he for 1 second go beyond the idea of making it go faster or stronger? Like, does he talk about the nothing? Does he talk about the thing beyond right and wrong? Nietzsche's ideas, Nietzsche's existentialism, Nietzsche's nihilism? No, he doesn't give a shit about that. What do you? And then the Run This Town song that he made with Rihanna and Jay-Z. What do you think I rap for? Playing a fucking rap for? This is the worst part. This capitalist, he goes to Occupy and wears a multi-$100 shirt and outfit. What does he stand for? What is he? This is the problem with society. But they all have, but ists like socialists, communists, capitalists, they are a problem in society. They're the ones that cause the problems with ideological warfare and stuff, but they're also the fixers. Gandhiism, anarcho-pacifism, Nehru was a socialist. And if we're going to talk about music, let's talk about rock, okay? What's the difference between, say, the Doors, who formed their band in college, or the Beatles, who talked about, mysticism and shit in their music, and guys like Kanye, Jay-Z, Tupac, and Eminem? It's about the motives. Okay, rock is fueled by message, just as much as beats and riffs. Take the Beatles, for instance. George Harrison said, when you've had all the experiences, met all the famous people, made some money, toured the world, and got all the acclaim, you still think, is that it? But for these guys, it's not enough. These rappers, these ballers, they keep trying to get richer and richer. And what's the outcome? There is no art. There is no great philosophy either. It seems as if all this shit that rappers come out with is just a string of cliches. And then there's the superficial versus the meaningful. I'm talking about like Jay-Z. All he cares about is how he looks, how he appears. His rapping, his art is just yesterday. He doesn't really care about innovating it. It's just there as some sort of like mechanism to make him look stronger, make him look wealthier. For crying out loud, he tells people, there's this one line in his American Gangster album where he goes, "Nigga, go get a job." I mean, what the fuck, man? He's just feeding into the rightist, ideology. No leftist liberal says, "Nigga, go get a job." I mean, they accept that it's a fault in the system why black people are much worse off than white people. And a black guy who's been raised in a project dares say shit like, "Nigga, go get a job." That's fucking offensive, yo. And this has been going on before any of these rappers even came into the fore. And I'm talking about Mick Jagger versus Lennon. Lennon had a message and he carried it through his art. Mick Jagger just fucking danced. He was trying to act cool and appease the crowd. No matter how crazy his outfits got, his soul was as conformist as a clam in the fucking beach. John Lennon didn't give a shit. He did what he wanted to and said what he wanted to because he believed in it. He knew what he was talking about. But nowadays, it's all about the physical stuff. How you look on TV, how you sound. No one gives a shit about message. So what does rock show us? That being different is actually cool. It gave us a message that was, well, groundbreaking. But there's one thing that was miscommunicated between classic rock and its modern descendants throughout the 80s and onwards. And I'm talking about like Guns N' Roses, the Punks, let's see. Well, you get what I'm saying. Anyway, if you look at the Beatles, the Doors, and the Guns N' Roses, right? Guns N' Roses, you don't have a thought, whatever. Consider the ideas of urban philosophy's most favorite term. Fucking street smarts, alright? Let me tell you something. There is no fucking thing as street smarts. If anything, there is such a thing as talent and knowledge and mixing the two. George Harrison, okay? He himself said that he never played the sitar because he knew there were thousands of Indians better than him at it, and there would be no fucking point in him trying, okay? Rather, he started to study and practice Hinduism for himself. Okay? He wasn't playing the sitar because he knew he couldn't be good at it. If he wanted to fucking look cool, he would play the sitar, okay? He was doing it for himself, and he was one of the greatest guitarists in the world. That was his talent. He knew he could send a message that way, and he wasn't fucking trying to look cool. He realized that there is no point to this talent if he had no point. Thus his message was a mystic one, similar to that of John Lennon's idealistic one. The Doors hated the establishment, sure. Jim Morrison called it a political activist group, his band, combining the anarchists and the communists. Ray Manzarek, however, refused the term, delving into the complexities of the term political. There is no fucking separation of establishment thought and talent, though. Even though they said, hey, what they're teaching us is crap, they still acknowledged that learning and teaching and school had potential. These rappers, they think they're better than school, and what's the message they carry out to little kids? Hey, fuck school, let's go become rappers, let's go become gangsters. That's a cooler alternative. Fuck that! So if you're someone who considers yourself an urban philosopher, ask yourself what you're spitting. Okay, is it genuine? Is it worth listening to? And fucking Edison, all these fobs. Anyway, is it just hackneyed, or is it fucking just abominable? Okay, if you're talking about school children becoming gangsters, if that's your legacy, then fuck you, man. Our society is screwed up enough. We don't need you influencing little kids to become gangsters, to carry cocaine, and to carry fucking guns. Hold pens, not guns, alright? And most especially, if your shit is the same shit my 3rd grade teacher said, well, keep that lid shut, man. Alright, it's been real. It's 3Boo. Hit me up anytime you want. Information's below. Alright, see you later, man.